Arsenal is moving forward in negotiations to sign the striker who scored 20 goals in a single season for the first time. But the big question is, will the club trust Mikel Arteta's instincts and bet on an £84 million winger instead of Rodrigo this summer? What will be the final verdict? Another big day for Arsenal, and if you carry this club in your heart like we do, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every victory, every signing, every heartbreak, we live it all together. Let's jump into today's news. How is it possible that a team dreaming of winning the Premier League doesn't have a single player with 10 goals in the league? This is the open wound that Mikel Arteta and Arsenal fans carry. The Gunners have been improving year after year. They dominate games, set the pace, and have an identity. But when it comes to finishing coldly, they lack something that can't be taught: a killer instinct. Kai Havertz was the team's top scorer this season, with only 9 goals. 9 in a league where Haaland, Salah, and even Solanke easily surpass double digits. This is the standard that separates title contenders from those who just miss out. Arteta knows it, Berta knows it, and that's why Bryan Mbeumo's name is at the top of the priority list. The Cameroonian forward from Brentford ends the season with impressive numbers, despite being injured for months. 12 goals and 8 assists in all competitions, 9 of those in the Premier League alone. And more than that, he reached a symbolic milestone: 20 goals in total in 2024, counting both club and country, a feat that caught the attention of Europe's elite. Mbeumo is not just stats, he is effort, speed, dribbling, and precision. He's the kind of player who shows up when the game is tight, who takes responsibility, who decides. And he fits perfectly into Arteta's system, able to play on the right, left, or even as a false 9. Arsenal has already started formal talks with Brentford. According to sources close to the Emirates, negotiations are progressing, but it won't be easy. The Bees have set a high price, £60 million. And even with just 1 year left on his contract, Thomas Frank's club can trigger an automatic renewal clause. Pressure is mounting. Thomas Frank has publicly admitted he might lose him this summer, but Brentford will fight until the last minute to keep their gem, especially after seeing Ivan Toney also being targeted by giants. And there's more. Mbeumo doesn't hide his ambition. He wants to take the next step, and Arsenal offers Champions League football, top-tier facilities, and a coach who knows how to get the best out of versatile forwards like him. But will that be enough? With the window approaching, other clubs are already moving behind the scenes. And if Arsenal hesitates, they may see Mbeumo follow the same path as other targets who slipped away by a whisker. This negotiation could be decisive not only for the attack, but for the fate of next season. And the question that won't go away: will Arsenal act with the urgency the situation demands, or repeat past mistakes? Rodrigo sees Rafael Leao, Arsenal's toughest choice. Rodrigo or Rafael Leao? 2 players, 2 paths, 1 destiny. Arsenal faces one of the most crucial decisions of the Arteta era, and this time, there's no room for error. Rodrigo goes. Real Madrid star shines behind the scenes at the Emirates as Arteta's dream signing. A forward with Champions League titles, tactical maturity, and the cold-bloodedness to decide big matches naturally. But is he still the same? In 2024/25, Rodrigo rode a roller coaster. Benched for both El Clasicos, his confidence fluctuated, and he ended the season with the uncomfortable feeling that Real Madrid no longer fully trusts him. Now, a fresh start opportunity arises, and Arsenal could be the perfect stage. But on the other side sits Rafael Leao, a name dividing fans and experts alike. Leao doesn't have Rodrigo's European pedigree, but brings something the current Arsenal squad lacks: unpredictability, daring, explosion. He's the kind of player who changes games single-handedly, creates chaos where there was only tactics, drags markers, and shatters defensive systems with a single touch. The problem: that brilliance comes with an unpredictable temperament. Leao can disappear in big games. He hasn't yet proven he's a leader, someone who can carry a team through its darkest moments. Exactly what Arsenal will need. The dilemma is clear. Rodrigo is more reliable, cerebral, and versatile. Leao is more explosive, decisive, and risky. Arteta knows the wrong choice could turn the 2025 25/26 season into a nightmare, like in 2022 when the Vlahovic saga ended in frustration, or Mudryk, who slipped away at the last second and today hardly justifies Chelsea's investment. Behind the scenes, the tension is palpable. Both have astronomical market values, over £70 million each, but what's at stake goes far beyond money. It's the offensive identity Arsenal wants for the next 5 years. And when comparing the numbers, the scales barely tip. Rodrigo, 23 goal contributions this season. Leao, 25 contributions playing for a much weaker team, but numbers don't tell the full story. Rodrigo is a chameleon, can play both wings as a false 9 or a midfielder. Leao is a lightning bolt, only one mode, charge forward. So, which path should Arsenal take? Rodrigo, the brain, Leao, the heart, a decision that could mark the end of a title drought, or the start of another disappointment for Gunners fans. But what about you, fan? Who would you choose to wear Arsenal's number? 11 next season? Zubimendi, the double game that could ruin Arsenal's plans behind the scenes. Arsenal is locked in a silent battle, a delicate negotiation where every word could mean a step toward glory or a looming disaster. Martin Zubimendi, defensive midfielder from Real Sociedad, quiet, technical, cerebral, a name that doesn't make headlines, but one Mikel Arteta sees as crucial for Arsenal's next step. Months of talks, secret trips to Spain, hours on the phone, and a promise. The player was ready to swap San Sebastian for London, and as long as the project was clear, everything seemed on track. But now, an old enemy appears. Real Madrid has entered the game, and when the merengues get involved, the risk rises. Because Real doesn't just offer money, they offer history, glamour, titles, and a direct ticket to immortality. The last time Arsenal found itself in this situation, the ending was traumatic. Mudryk was already posing with the shirt behind the scenes. Conte was practically sealed, and both slipped away at the last minute, leaving fans with that bitter, almost had it feeling. Will it happen again? The situation is even more tense because Zubimendi has a worrying history. In 2023, Barcelona tried to sign him. Everything was set, values aligned, contract ready, but he backed out at the last second, saying it wasn't the right moment. He preferred the comfort of Real Sociedad. He fled the challenge. Now, Arsenal fears the same movie is playing again, that the midfielder will back down once more. And this time, it's not Barca waiting at the door. It's Real Madrid with their galactic project and a midfield in renewal. And there's one more detail making everything unstable. Zubimendi hasn't given the final yes yet. His agent visited London, saw the Colney training ground, praised the project, but the player remains silent. Arsenal's board is divided. Some think it's just caution. Others fear he's waiting for an official offer from Real to decide. The clock is ticking, preseason is approaching, and Arsenal can't afford to make another midfield mistake. The question that won't go away, will Zubimendi finally take the step he refused 2 years ago, or will he play it safe, leaving Arsenal empty-handed once again? The answer could decide the success or failure of the next season. Joan Garcia, Arsenal's last chance for redemption in goal. For years, Arsenal fans have lived through a silent nightmare. Insecure goalkeepers, disastrous clearances, saves that never came at decisive moments. Every cross into the box was a heart-stopping test. Every long-range shot, a game of Russian roulette. And in big matches, it always seemed like someone was missing back there. But now, maybe, that pain is close to ending. The name? Joan Garcia, goalkeeper from Espanyol, 23 years old, video game reflexes, absurd bravery, a raw talent that went unnoticed, until Arteta and his scouting team raised the alarm. And the most shocking part, he's available for just 20 million euros. Yes, 20 million for a goalkeeper who, according to experts, has the potential to be Spain's national team starter in the coming years. For a player who has saved more points on his own than the entire Espanyol squad combined. But, and here comes the drama, time is against Arsenal, because if Joan Garcia gets called up for the Euros or national friendlies, the world will discover him. The scouts from the Giants will move, and Espanyol has already warned the price will double from 20 to 40 million, and Arsenal, who today can close a bargain, might see another talent slip through their fingers tomorrow. And you know how it goes. Today they say, let's wait a little longer. Tomorrow the headline reads, Joan Garcia signs with Bayern. After that, there's only tears and painful comparisons left. Joan Garcia could be the missing piece in the puzzle. A modern goalkeeper, cold, quick, with the soul of a leader. But only if Arsenal acts now. The question is simple: will we race against time? Or watch, once again, another club take the star that should be ours? And that wraps up today's biggest Arsenal news. If you enjoyed the update and want to stay on top of everything happening with the Gunners, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Come on, Arsenal!